welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we have a really special one for you guys. So this is the Blindsided Creations number 21, a pattern I super heavily modded, and colors that really, I think, kind of were similar to what we actually had for in the pattern making portion of this. In order to get that purple to really kind of have more pizzazz, it happens to actually be a fluorescent color one. So it will actually, if you have like the black light or the UV light, it will actually glow. So that's why that one is sort of extra wows. Um, so I didn't have a lot of white, so I ended up going with this sort of a gray. It's a very kind of a light gray. Um, and I think that actually really worked really well. Like, honestly, white might have been a lot of fun, but this is as well. So this isn't bad. Um, it starts out with just doing chevrons, just back and forth. There's like three of them. And then it starts to get tricky. The purple strands gets absolutely used the most. That kind of started to worry me at one point. However, it doesn't actually get so short that we had a problem with creating the tassels or anything like that. The pattern does have some points in it where you really kind of have to be paying attention, and it's hard because it's so everything is just zigzagging back and forth. It's hard to kind of keep track of where you are. And so to keep track of where you are, you kind of have to look at whatever key feature is sort of going on. So at the beginning, it's like there's just the purple diamond, and then, it's kind of comes out. Then it's the red diamond and the orange diamond, and and then as you get past that, you're kind of keeping track based on where the white dots are or the white lines start to happen, because there are some elements in there where suddenly a color has to go out further before it bounces back in, or it changes how the white goes over top of it or something. There's like just little nuanced things that kept me going, wait, what? Where am I? What am I doing? What the heck is going on? So this one is definitely more challenging, is basically what I'm trying to say. It is more challenging. Um, but it's worth it. I'm keeping this bracelet for myself. I like it that much. This is mine. I'm not gonna, this does not go to the shop. Um, I do try to keep, you can see here, I do try to keep the segmenting kind of going pretty strong. Um, and I do everything in my power to try to make this easier. It did take a little longer than an hour and a half. Um, and I suspect that's really comes down to having to go back and look at the pattern and trying to figure out, like, where am I, what's happening next. Um, but yeah, it's so really cool. I really do like this one an awful lot. And if you're really good at making bracelets, I would say, you know, you got to try this one. This one is definitely cool. Um, Obviously, you can change up the colors. I like the combination. I like the way this turned out. Maybe these aren't for you. Maybe you want to go with like three shades of green or three shades of blue or something. I don't know, pink. Um, Entirely up to you. Wait, four shades, four shades. Yeah, it's four colors. Four colors plus background. So yeah, I mean, you can go completely wild with this. Lot of potential, lot of really cool potential. I could see the possibility of coming back and maybe exploring some more stuff with these just for the just because I really like it. I don't know. And this doesn't happen to me a lot. I mean, where I suddenly am like, nope, got to keep that for myself. That's not my typical motif. I like making bracelets for other people. I like the idea that other people can have and enjoy them and stuff. Um, so right there, like, yeah, that yellow came out straight because then the white dot kind of comes in. And yeah, it's in here, it just starts getting weird. Um, and there was a lot of me trying to, make sure keeping it consistent, keeping it so the bracelet comes in nice and straight. That's always a challenge when it has so many zigzags like this. Um, yeah, then the orange had to kind of go out to let the white come in, and yeah, it takes a lot in this case to make this one happen. Like, see, the orange goes straight, and that way the white can come out, which doesn't kind of intuitively with the way that they were always zigzagging. It doesn't sort of make sense, but then the red takes that orange and sends it back, and that's how you get the single strand. Well, wait, no, it's two, and then the yellow comes in and makes the three at the middle. Um, because it's really trying to concentrate. It's really trying to keep the yellows to the center, the oranges just outside of that. But then these whites are coming in and they're doing various things, and it does get confusing. I'm not gonna lie, it does get really confusing. So, but because the whites come in every other one, you kind of know what you're looking for. So that's mildly good. Like that kind of helped me to see where I am in the patterns and stuff. Um, and there's at no point can you really get far ahead. You can't necessarily like, um, do segment knotting and get a whole area down further, whatever. You kind of have to bring it down in these little pieces. Um, okay, I say that. I'm pretty sure maybe you kind of almost could, but I think it would cause you more confusion than it would be worth. Like if you tried to bring out the whole right side down, I think it would cause more trouble than it's worth. And keeping both sides doing the same thing consistently, right? If you tried to bring it down and just do whatever on a whole big long diagonal, the two sides will come out very different. Your bracelet will kind of be a bit wonky. Um, this way, this way worked out nice. It's nice and straight. It's really good. Like I said, that's just it's so it's so vibrant. It's so crazy. So my friend was saying that this really seems to be my thing, where it has to be things very centered, and that's kind of my thing. So the joke is that I'm very central centric. But yeah, so here's where it starts to come out and form the center area where there's a yellow diamond in the very middle of it. Um, so yeah, there was an area where I could actually build out the whole left hand side, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing to build out the right hand side. Again, this whole thing, it really, really is a challenge. Um, but that's okay. I mean, it was a good kind of challenge. I didn't mind the whole process, or, it was an enjoyable bracelet make. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, what else can I tell you? Yeah, it's work. It's a lot. It's a bunch of work. Um, but it was also very rewarding. So yeah. Um, so here's the actual, like, the center dot of it, and that kind of felt really good. Like, getting to there feels awesome because, well, everything starts to go the other direction, and you know that you've already made half of it, so that's kind of cool. Speaking of, it's the halfway point. Hang on a second. I gotta take my meds. All right. Halfway point, because these end abruptly, I need to thank my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members for making my tutorials possible. It's their contributions that helps me buy string and cameras and microphones and things. So thank you very much, guys. Um, I just really love what I do. So I really kind of I like the fact that we can continue this whole thing. So yeah, you can see, like, I'm in this whole thing trying to get it back in control and trying to find how to make this work. If you could see my facial expressions, the level of concentration that I have while making this, it's kind of it's kind of comical. Um, Actually, if you remember, you could have watched me make this in real time, and you could have actually have seen that, and you could have probably heard me muttering to myself, and yeah, that was that was a thing. So I probably talked a bit about, like, you know, what was going well and what wasn't for this, but whatever. It was a whole thing. It's to become a member, it's easy. It's down there in the YouTube next to the subscribe. There's a thing that says join. It's $5 Singapore currency a a month. Um, I think it's like $4 in the US. So quite a value. Get to see videos in advance. Get to see me making stuff. You could even chat with me, like, while I'm making stuff. That's always a possibility. I try to, like, keep track of it. Unless I'm recording, like, this part, like actually talking to the camera thing, then I can't really respond because it just wouldn't work out right. So yeah. So yeah, so I was so at this point here, I think you'll see, like, I'm trying not to go too far ahead with the purple ones because I know that they're going to come to an end, and I don't know when they come to an end. And so I'm trying to use a bit of caution, and that's why it's sort of, like, straighter, is me trying really hard to just not have to take out a bunch of knots, basically. So again, keeping an eye on where you are in this pattern is truly a challenge. Um, it's a doozy. It is a doozy, but I guess that's why maybe I'm so interested in keeping it. Is it's really a great bracelet. It's really fun, and it's so different. Like, I really did make this so different. Yep. And then we're getting towards the end here, where all of that white zigzaggy and the weird starburst thing in the middle, it gets done, and we just start to go into the little short kind of chevrons. and then it closes in. So, yeah, hopefully you guys have been inspired with this one. Like I said, I might come back and try something different with this pattern. I don't know what. Um, I don't think it would look great as being a double wide or, so it's not like it's going to become a bag or anything like that. I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. It'd be a heck of a difficult one if that were to become the case. But yeah. Yeah, there's still a bit of time left. I kind of looking at the computer. I think we still have like 3 minutes, which kind of blows my mind. I didn't realize there was that much left to it, especially since it's kind of closing in so quick. But yeah, here we go. The purple is starting to do its closing in part. Yeah, and hopefully like this kind of video helps you to envision like how to get through something that's this complicated. Um, Admittedly, it's a good challenge, but hopefully this makes it just a little bit easier for you. Yep, now the red does the thing. Yeah. At this whole point of it, I'm obviously like really stoked about getting it done and seeing where it is, and that's pretty awesome. Yeah, so that was the white had to come over and then it bounces the yellow in, and the purple bounces it back, but that pushes the yellow over just a bit so that way we can get the nice long straight white rows at the very end of it, which was pretty clever. Like that really worked out really really well. Like there's a lot of like little things that happen to make this. Well, I mean, if you saw the pattern making, you'll understand and know why and how we chose all of that. But yeah, that was like looking back like that, actually it worked out so well for exactly doing what I wanted. I'm working so far away from the clip at this point too because it looked so nice on the camera. I couldn't just shift it away. I kind of wanted to make that look really interesting. And it was just moving along so smoothly anyways. And at this point it's just chevrons. So yeah. Yeah. So getting near the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I definitely enjoy making the patterns, making the bracelet themselves, sharing the ideas with you, letting you know which ones were harder than others, stuff like that. I do have a lot of fun with this. So hopefully enjoy it. Well, you're still here. So I'm guessing that means that you were enjoying it. So maybe leave a like or a comment, just say, hey, leave your favorite emoji, something. I don't something for engagement. It'd be nice. I really would appreciate that. So, yep, here comes the big reveal. So, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.